Hey everybody, this is Cineax here with Softcore Gamerz episode 1. My co-host here, Brian Batical. How you doing, Brian?
Are we? I thought we were. I
Ah,
thought. I thought we were. We were not starting yet.
oh.
I. I hadn't hit the gone live yet.
You didn't even hit the gone live. I thought you had the
No.
timer up and shit.
No.
Aw. Hey everybody, this is Cineax here with a new show that we're gonna try to put on. Softcore Gamers, episode 16969. I am here with my co-host Brian Batical. How you doing, Brian Batical?
Yo, that's me. The D-O double G. Wait,
So
no. That's
we are
somebody else.
gathered here today to talk about a lot of the stuff that's been going on in the news lately as far as where we're going with next gen. And one of the main topics with next gen is how much is it going to cost us to get a next gen video game. Let me see where my articles are at real quick. So one of the things that pretty much happened recently to kind of give us an idea of what's going on was, where the fuck is it? I don't have it. Anyways, NBA 2K21 is coming out this year, but you cannot upgrade from, what was it, PS4 or Xbox One up into the next gen for free, like some of the other games that have been offering that. You actually have to pay $69.99. What do you think about this,
So
Brian?
haven't most other games and companies and stuff actually said that you can, if you buy one, then you're good for the next one?
Yeah. Oh, is it? I'll name off a couple real quick. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny's doing a free upgrade, Dirt 5, Far Cry 6, even though that comes out next year, FIFA, Madden, Marvel's Avengers later on this year, Watch Dogs Legion. That's just to name a few that I got off the internet.
So this is the first time they've actually done anything like that, isn't it? Like I don't remember with any of the other system launches that
Yes, this
they've done
is
that.
yes, this is definitely, because if you could take, for example, one of the last games that came out for PS3, for example, The Last of Us, the first one, when you
Yeah.
wanted to upgrade it to the next gen version, which I think came out, I don't know how far off it came out, but you actually still had to pay the full price. Or not really, it was like a $39.99, I think, if anything.
But I think it had also dropped by then as well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
I asked you first, sir.
Oh, did you? Oh shit. Okay. So I think it's a good idea offering the upgrade thing, because how, like, realistically, how many people are actually going to purchase two games, right? Like there's, like, it's going to be maybe 1%, right? Like who the fuck is going to buy games twice that aren't like remastered or anything? Because I bought quite a few games quite a few times, but it's throughout the years, and it's not like end of the life of one system going into the next system. So I think offering that's a good idea, and it's cool because it gives you something to play on your new system as soon as it starts. I know we had talked a little bit about whether or not they were going to allow you to do the PS4 games that you got from PlayStation Plus onto the PS5. And it looks like most of them are. Like, if it's available or whatever, then they're going to let you do that, which I think that's a great idea. Because then that gives people to play, because I've been around many a new launch, right? And you got like one game, you got two games, and then you don't really do anything with the system until more games comes out, right? So this is getting more people onto the next gen systems, and like hold them there, right? So they don't go back to the previous systems, which I think that's a good idea. Gives
Yeah.
more people stuff to do, and I don't see why they wouldn't do it. Because like I said before, like, who the hell is going to buy like NBA 2K1 on PlayStation 4 and 5?
Yeah.
I don't see anyone doing that. that I know personally. There might be somebody out there, and if you do, I'm sorry. You probably aren't listening to this anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like I see like what was it? Like the direction that we're going in with next gen seems more user friendly than anything. Or at least what was it, consumer friendly, I mean to say. So, for
Right.
example, they have an article where this was from Adam. I'm not even gonna butcher his last name. This is by Adam from Tech Radar. In a consumer conscious move, Microsoft, and I'm telling you, Microsoft is trying to be the winners this year. Microsoft has apparently
Right.
told developers that they shouldn't charge players a premium to upgrade their current gen games to the Xbox Series X version. With a number of video games set to release on both Xbox One and Xbox Series X in the coming months, Microsoft has encouraged developers to use its smart delivery program instead, but has left the door open for developers to implement their own methods, which I guess 2K, well, this is not, what was it, down with 2K. This is basically like if they have any other methods they want to use to, like, upgrade you for free.
Right. So maybe some companies will just straight up give you another key or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we're pretty much like hoping for, or something like that. What was it? Depending on how they want to do everything. But right now, it's what was it? 2K is the only one that's going in this awkward direction. But then that leaves us to wonder if 2K is going in that direction, how many others later on are going to take that different approach? Because yes, we can upgrade these games for free, but what's to say the next Assassin's Creed is not going to be $69.99, or Far Cry 7 comes out at $69.99? We don't know
So
what's next at this point in time.
so we talked about that, me and you, a while ago, and so I'll just rehash that conversation. So I said that is perfectly fine because you know what? Okay, well it's not fine, but so the I guess I understand why they're doing it because you got to think about how quickly stuff goes on sale now. It
Yes.
kind of is like I mentioned before, with the early adopters for like electronics. They pay premium prices for those new things coming out, and then like as the price goes down a little bit, it gets more to the generalized market. So I think so many people have so much stuff to do nowadays that I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people that still buy, day one and things like that. But I mean, we saw, you know, yeah, of course, there's preloads and things like that. Um, but the rate they go down in price is so fast now. Like, I mean, I can remember, Mario 64 never going down in price, like ever.
Well, I
It was
mean, that's
it was
Nintendo.
50.
That's a whole different conversation right
Right. Yeah,
there.
that is true, totally true. But when's the last time you saw a PlayStation 4 game hold that price point that it came out at?
No, yeah,
So
it won't. Like, I mean, was it especially with was it like all these games coming out around the time of Black Friday? They're gonna drop down to
yeah,
half price right off the bat.
yeah, and that's the thing too. It's not like a gradual reduction. It's not like remember how CDs used to do? I guess we're dating ourselves because
Yeah,
do CDs
exactly.
even come out anymore? I don't know.
I don't know.
Um, but remember, like the and same thing with DVD releases too. Like remember, like the week of
Yeah,
they were cheaper, and then like the second week they came out, they went up like a couple bucks. So yeah, I mean, there's that route they could go too.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I mean, yeah, okay, who cares? $69. I mean, look at Walmart. They're undercutting that, and they're actually putting most games out $10 cheaper than what the release price is as it is. Like you could go to Walmart right now and buy Mario Origami King or whatever
Yeah, Paper
for 50
Mario.
bucks instead of 60
Yeah,
right now. It came out today. So like I saw Doom, like Doom. Or wait, no, it wasn't Doom. What was it? Code Vein. Like that's not even a year old or whatever, and it was $18 at Walmart. So
yep. That one's what was it? That one's definitely getting its price drop already.
yeah, and that comes with too. I think they are actually producing a lot less physical copies of games nowadays.
Yeah,
Like you don't go to a store unless it's like a huge release, and then they got like 30. copies of the game, they got like 5 or whatever, because there's a lot of people that just download stuff, and the costs that they save with downloading stuff versus making physical copies, it's a whole lot. So I can see why the prices go down as fast as they do now.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go down in price. And I mean, that's what's going to end up happening. And I wonder if it's going to just either change the direction of putting out those games at $69.99. Because I already know there's going to be, your hardcore gamers that are going to go right off the bat. They're going to dive in, grab the $69 copy, because I'm pretty sure these are the same people that are willing to spend either 100, 120 on the collector's edition off the bat. So it's like that doesn't affect them.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna get their money regardless. Especially I think Ubisoft is infamous for putting out what was it? You got your standard edition, your ultimate edition, and like your super
Digital
ultimate
Deluxe
edition that goes up to like $120. That has like everything. So I feel like in that direction, it's like it almost won't really affect everybody in a certain way. It's just going to affect that casual gamer to the point, and then the casual gamer is just going to look at it like, well, look, I don't need that right now. I can just wait. I'll wait for a Black Friday, or while the prices drop, because I think it's always a competition between Amazon and Best Buy. The moment something decides, hey, we're going to drop the price, right off the bat they drop the price.
Yeah, well, fuck Best Buy forever. So
what happened with Best Buy?
Well, my Gamerz Club ran out, so I don't get my 20% off of my new games anymore, so I don't care about Best Buy. That was literally the only reason. Had so many problems with Best Buy, like the Doom issue, the Final Fantasy 14 expansion issue, which I don't think that ever got resolved, and I think I lost my my credit. But whatever, I hate Best Buy, so fuck them.
Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much the future with everything as far as next gen gaming, and I guess we're gonna have to wait and see what direction, because we won't be able to see anything really right off the bat, because everything that seems to be coming out that's important to this generation this current generation is gonna come out and then get upgraded for free. The stuff that we know that is gonna land on like PlayStation 5. Well, we don't know anything about Xbox yet. We're probably going to find that out on the 23rd of July. But for PlayStation 5, we know, like, for example, Miles Morales is supposed to be a PlayStation 5 only game. But rumor has it it's going to be at a $40 price point, such as, like, Lost Legacy, which was, like, not like a DLC type of game, but kind of like, a little expansion to the side. That is
they're using the same engine, but it's enough of a different story where it's not DLC.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, they did say they were going to use quote unquote, like, different mechanics or whatever that caters to the PS5 in some way, shape, or form. But I highly doubt that that's going to be the situation. I feel like it's going to be the same engine. Everything's just going to be pretty much the same or whatever, with a couple of little, shiny objects here and there.
Well, I mean, the thing is too, like, you can it uses the same infrastructure. Like, I mean, it's all using Unreal 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever the fuck they are on now.
Definitely 4.
Yeah, and so and so basically the new system can just handle more shit, and so they can just put more shit into the engine. And so it's like, if you're making an engine from the ground up or whatever, it takes like 2 years, 3 years, something like that, for most of the big AAA games. So it's, by the time that it comes out, they could already have been tweaking it and gotten their PS5 development kits and shit like that. So that's to be expected. And it's totally believable. And I think a lot of the resources and stuff goes into building those engines and stuff on the front end. So if you're charging more for that game, and then it's less for the second one. Actually, okay, great example, Resident Evil, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that the other day. Resident Evil 2, awesome game. Like, it was mind blowing. It was a awesome imagineering. That's a Disney word. Can't use that. A reimagination. It's a reimagination of the original game, right? And then Resident Evil 3 came out, and you're just like, I beat it in one sitting. Like, I don't do that. Like, games take more than one sitting for me. And so it felt like a DLC. It even used some of the same exact areas that were in Resident Evil 2. So you're just like, why am I paying $60 for this shorter experience and that felt like a DLC when it kind of becomes did I feel like this is an unfair price point for this word? Now I still like the game and everything, and I'll support them, I guess,
Yeah.
whatever.
No, yeah, that's
But
one of the issues that we have with this current generation, that we have to see where that median meets and whatnot, because you have games that are like, for example, The Last of Us 2, right? Last of Us
mm-hmm,
2, even under the Walmart, appreciation to the consumer, what was it, came out at $59.99 or
right,
95, whatever it is.
yeah,
It came out
that
at
I
sixty
actually noticed
dollars
that it was
And
actually not reduced.
yeah, the same thing happened with Death Stranding. There's a couple other titles, and it seems like, I don't know if these are the PlayStation Studio titles that are coming out at these max prices, but that's a whole different topic. As far as like games that are coming out, when you're looking at certain price points, like the indie games, whatever, you got like Untitled Goose Game that came out at $20, and a lot of people felt a certain type of way about it. They felt that it should have been $15 right off the bat, which technically it was if you pre-ordered it, but then it became $20 and people didn't want to buy it after that for whatever reason. But what was it, you have other games like Lost Legacy, or like this Miles Morales game that's coming out. Far Cry New Dawn was another one. They came out at $40, and they're your basically like 10 to almost 15-hour type of was it games that
Yeah,
was it. They only have like that one like regular thing or whatever. It's not like a single player, multiplayer, all this crazy stuff that goes with it. And it's just just a little bit more story of what was going on in that universe that you played and you paid
right,
$60 for.
yeah, and
um Go ahead.
they actually did this a while ago too. I don't know if you played them or not. The Saints Row's games, like Saints Row 3 was, out. It was like I think, yeah, it was on the new generation from the second one,
Yeah.
and it was really cool. It was great world and everything. And then they ended up doing Saints Row 4 or whatever the fuck it was called, and they literally took a DLC story and then expanded it out into uh, a full-fledged game, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And it felt like a DLC, and it was just like, you guys really shouldn't have charged, full price for this kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but eh. And
No.
and then you get other games where you're like, man, I want more, like God of War, right? Like, I wish they had some DLC or something for it to get me back into the game.
Yeah, exactly. It would be nice. But I think like even he didn't want to go through with was it putting adding on to it and whatnot. The same's happening with The Last of Us. They closed that out as far as everything's concerned. So I mean, we'll see how this all works out down the road, because what was it, with a lot of the stuff, especially with DLC, is another topic with what was it, games, what was it, increasing their prices and stuff like that. Now we still have to pay this, the DLC. We still have to, what was it, deal with microtransactions and whatnot. These are still going to be the norm of gaming, and that's what was it is going to be like. Like how much money are we really putting into these games that
Right.
we only play for like 10 to 15 hours at max. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's one of the issues we're gonna was it be faced with at some point in time. I mean, you don't have to buy the DLC. You don't have to buy microtransactions. You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
but some gamers will say that, hey, I'd rather these things be included. If I'm paying $69 for a game, like I shouldn't have to pay another, what was it, $30 to $40 for DLC. Like for example, Borderlands 3 was $60 right off the bat. And if you wanted to get the season pass separate, like let's say you didn't have all the money to throw up up front for like the deluxe edition, you would have to pay, I think it was almost another $50 just for the season pass. And I don't know about you, but that's a little ridiculous. That's Call of Duty money right there. Like,
Yeah. So I think like Call of Duty with their battle pass or whatever the fuck that is, man. That just kind of pissed me off. But whatever.
I mean, if
Whatever.
I'm not
Um,
mistaken, I don't follow Call of Duty right now that much. What was it? If I'm not mistaken, I think the Battle Pass kind of helps it out now because you don't have to pay the $15. I think it was like what every so often. I think it was for
yeah, well,
the
I mean, it's just
expansion
like
instead
the
of just like you just pay $10. I guess. I mean, it saves you money in the long run, but you're still putting money out regardless.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the Fortnite battle pass, or whatever.
Yeah,
But you know what? You got to think about that too. Like, so Fortnite and Call of Duty Warzone, they're free games. So you can sit there and have like how many hours of entertainment out of it. Like, you should want to put some money back into these games and these companies to make sure they continue with the product.
yeah,
And that's kind of something I think people forget sometimes. Like, uh, I know there was we talked about mobile games before, but most of the I mean, how often do you have to buy a mobile game now? You don't, right? Like, and it's,
no,
yeah, a cheapened experience or whatever. But I think mobile games end up making more money than the big AAA games sometimes, because the people thoroughly enjoy spending their money on something they really like. And if they get to choose where they spend it at, rather than up front for the full tour of the game or whatever, I think people are more likely to do that.
yeah,
So I think more games should do that. Like, I think the Warzone idea that Call of Duty did, I think that was a great idea, because yeah, you got some people that can't afford, especially with trying times and whatever.
exactly.
It gives them a free option, or it gives you something to play with your friends or whatever. Maybe I can buy the battle pass, but you can still play with me, and it doesn't really affect anything. Or hell, if I wanted to, I could buy you a battle pass.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea and model. Obviously, it doesn't work for every game. Like, how could you have a free to play or whatever RPG, or non MMO type of deal? Which I don't think you can. I
No.
don't think that would work. But
In time.
like, I think they could probably even do it with a lot of the sports games too.
Yeah.
I think EA should do that, and maybe they make more money. But
Oh, that's another thing. Like when was it the originator of this whole entire conversation where it basically fails is like you're talking about NBA 2K wants $69 to upgrade to the PS5 version, Xbox Series X, but you're just a sports game. Like you are literally a copy and paste, and probably
yep,
you polish it here and there. You probably draw up some mechanics here and there, or whatever, make it the game a lot better, play a lot better, or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still the same basketball game you play, back in 220 to, was it 19 to like, and they have the nerve to be the first ones to be 69.99 versus, somebody like Cyberpunk who's going to throw out this entire world, this entire new game and whatnot. And they're choosing to give it to you for free completely.
see, who's really smart is Rockstar, because they're gonna release Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS5,
But
and
they're also another
people are gonna
one.
buy it again.
No, but they're also another was a company that are gonna let you upgrade for free, right
Oh,
off the
really?
bat.
They
Yes,
are?
yes. Out of the and they're
Oh
the
man,
money makers right there. That and EA, they
yeah.
wanted their money, and those are the two that stood out the most when it came into this conversation where it's like, yeah, they're gonna give it to you for free, no issues.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the only one so far is NBA, and it's like look, we're just starting this generation. You're not even giving us a PS5 NBA 2K11. I mean, a 2K21. You're giving us the PS4 version that looks a little bit better. You're giving us the
Yeah. So
Xbox
do you
One
think?
version that looks a little bit better, and you guys want either 69.99, or if we want both versions in one shot, we have to pay 99. Was it 99 for a version that is based on the guy who died? Like in I think it was in January, February. Like
Yeah.
now they're making money off of some guy that just passed away recently with his daughter. So I don't know. Like,
It has to do with maybe the rights and shit that they gotta pay the NBA, like sports rights.
it's possible that that money could was it because that's another what was it bit of it. If it's like what was it? Where does all this money go? Like does it go to the developers of the game? Does it go to the publishers
Probably
of the
not.
game? Does it go to the money that they have to spend on rights? For the teams and stuff like that and whatnot. Like where does all this money technically go? Wow, no phone calls, please. So yeah. Like that's one of the issues that we're having and we're seeing with gaming nowadays, where we're trying to figure out where in what direction we're going with this. And the more money we end up spending, like in actuality, like I would rather support the developers. These are the people that are hard at work trying to get this game going. They're blood, sweat, and tears through this game and whatnot just to get it out there. And is it really going to their pockets? Like, is it
Right.
putting food on their tables in a way that we think it should?
Probably
So,
not.
yeah.
They're the most overworked, underpaid people, right?
Oh yeah, especially with like what was it all the stuff that's been coming out about, what was it what's the term that they used? Crunch hours and stuff like that and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Crunch time working. And I know quite a few people that have either do work for EA and have worked for EA. And yeah, once the game comes out or whatever, you get like, a month or two off, but you kind of do kill yourself over it. Like I know one guy, he was working there I think 11, 12 years on it, and he ended up just leaving the company to do I mean he's doing his own content creation type of social media thing, so good for him. But I mean, you think if you're at a company or somewhere for that long, you'd want to stay there for longer than that.
Yeah, exactly. Like like if you're at a company, especially like if you're making it big time with like EA or like you're with the Rockstar or you're with Naughty Dog, like you want to be a part of that. You want to this is what you love. Like you love gaming. You love doing the whole development cycle of whatnot. Depending if you're like you're the graphics guy or the guy behind the sound. This is something you love and you want to put it out there or whatever. But what sucks is how these employees get treated from day to day, and the amount of money they really make. Like what? Like don't tell me they're making like like $10 to $15 an hour. Like it should be more at that point, especially with the stuff that they put out there.
Depends on what they do, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it depends on what they do and what they put out there. So yeah.
I mean, I know some other places where they don't treat their employees too well, but hey, we won't talk about this.
No, that's a whole different topic for a whole different show and for a whole different time.
Let Jovan talk about that one.
Oh yeah. Wait, he's got a podcast going on with that?
No.
Oh, I thought. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. Do you have any last going messages you want to throw out there, Batical?
I don't know. Should we tell them why we changed the name? Are we gonna acknowledge we had a previous podcast though? I don't know
No, I think we're gonna do like how when companies are about to go under and stuff like that, we just switch the name up and just pretend like nothing ever happened. I think we're gonna adopt that motive.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can. Well, I don't want to get reapproved for everything on Anchor again, so I'm just gonna see if I can change the name and upload this on there.
All right, awesome, and I will put it up on the YouTube channel. And well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Yeah, have an awesome day.
See ya.